there's not a lot of studies that have been done on this case. So this is one of the wonderful ways to really manifest the reality of the aid industry in the Palestinian occupied territories. Then you can move on. Yeah. Now, let's talk about the aid that Israel receives. Most of the people think that the Israelis don't receive aid. I mean, they're a rich country. They perceive themselves as the Western democratic state in the Middle East. So they have this, sense of identity that is not in tune with the region. And I urge you to go and visit, and you will see how weird is the feeling. When you cross to the Israeli part, you feel like you're some Western country, but yet they're Middle Eastern-looking people, and that they claim that falafel is their national food. So there is this weird sense of identity. In 2001, the aid Israel received from the US was 17 times the amount declared by the World Bank. Now, Israel does receive a lot of aid, and aid is not strictly to Palestinian Authority. The only thing is that Israel, when it's reporting its aid by the World Bank, it does not state the gross aid. It states the net. You know what the gross and the net, the difference, right? So Israelis, they're very smart. They don't say the gross because it's a lot of money. They only say the net, right? Now, Israel is by far, by the Israeli Shir Hever, is the biggest recipient of total foreign aid in the world, right? Israel also has many other different aid that is not tied, because Israelis receive from Jewish communities who are quite wealthy around the world. They also receive compensation for the Holocaust, which are usually from Germany, quite wealthy country. They also receive military aid from the US, completely untied, for them, for free. So this is a country that receives a lot of money, more than the Palestinian Authority, right? Of course, it doesn't go to the Israelis, all the Israelis, because there are some problems that we can discuss today, but it is a very wealthy country in that sense. Yeah. So this is how humanitarian aid is received by the Israelis, the American way, military weapons. This is the American way to give support to Israel. Yeah? Continue?
Continue.
Yeah. Almost done. Now, aid effectiveness. We said that there must be agendas for the donors, international donors. And it seems that it's more complicated as we think, right? It is much more complicated. We're talking about big political powers that give aid to the Palestinians, the Palestinian Authority. And obviously, when it's tied, it means that there are certain agendas, political agendas, not only in Palestine, but also in the region. And I firmly believe that it is the duty of Palestinians themselves to see when and where and how international aid can benefit them. And I think it is not only their duty for themselves, but also for generations to come, because we cannot reject all aid based upon this. We have to receive aid, we need aid, but we need to be smart about it. And the Palestinians have not really reached the point where they can really